What up, everybody? It's Htgawm. Let's talk about it. What up, everybody? This is Htgawm. Let's talk about it. This is How to Get Away with Murder. Season 5, episode, whatever. All right, y'all. It's the middle of the night. I just got home from rehearsal. My hair was tore up, so I just throw this wig on real quick. Hey, wig. Hey, wig. Watch my other video so you can see all about this wig, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. We start off the episode when Annaalise, she's getting ready to go to a club called Club. Did y'all see the club? The club was called Club. I'm like, y'all could have did a little bit better than that with production staff. Come on now. But at the salsa club, she sees Htgawm up in there getting her best life, honey. Living her best life. She's living her best life. She up in there living her best life. So she up in there dancing the night away. Annaalise is going in and she starts to dance too. At the same time, she's having all these flashbacks about her talking to Nate and, you know, telling the info about Bonnie and all the stuff that she found out, that we found out last week about Bonnie and her sister and all these different things. Htgawm finally tells her, girl, just come on to the dance floor. Get out your head. Let's have a little fun. So she dances around and she having fun. I don't think that, y'all know a lot of people think that they're going to put them together romantically, but I don't think that's going to happen. And I hope it doesn't happen. I feel like Annaalise needs one friend, like at least one friend that's going to be there, you know, just to talk to and just to, you know, confide in and whatnot. And hell, Htgawm need a friend too, because she ain't got no friends either. So Htgawm need a friend too. Then we go to Michaela and Laura, and Michaela is having a serious hangover from the last night, you know, when she went to Ash's apartment. She tells Laura all this stuff, and, you know, she tells her that she saw Frank over there. She's like, why is Frank over there? Because you broke his heart, bitch, because you broke his heart. She's like, we're going to be better people, you know, that respect boundaries, and, you know, we're going to try to do better with our life. At the same time, we hear Ashley, he's walking up in the house talking about the wedding and, you know, places they can have the wedding at, and Oliver and Connor is like, listen, we're poor. You know what I'm saying? Like, all this you talking about is good, but we is poor, child. We might even go on down to the justice of the peace. Might just go on to the justice of the peace, okay? At the same time, we see Miller. He's going into Bonnie's office. He's telling her that he is now the official interim DA, or the official, yeah, he's the official, child, is it the official permanent? The permanent official interim DA. He is the permanent official interim DA, and he wants to make their relationship public. So he gives her this piece of paper for her to sign. That's an HR paper that says, you know, we together. This is a consensual relationship. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no Me Too movement type of shit. And so she said she needs some time to think about it, but she's gonna let him know. Annaalise and Nate are at the prison, and they're preparing to speak to his father and prepare him for his case that's upcoming. So they want to talk to him. They said that he's going to have to get mentally evaluated by the state, and they're going to have to determine that at the time of his, you know, when he murdered the man in prison, that he was criminally insane or whatever. He was insane. And so, you know, they go over the events of what happened that particular day. And of course, that father is medicated now, so he's a little bit more lucid. And so when they tell him that after you killed this man, you asked for a piece of cake, that's what the guard reported. And he was like, oh, I'm not going to say I asked for no piece of cake. You know, that's ridiculous. You know, that's horrible. Somebody had just died or whatever. And she was like, I know you understand that now, but at the time, it's important for us to prove that at the time that you didn't know right from wrong. So the father is struggling with this a little bit. She said, you need to think. I love how Annaalise didn't pressure him. She just says, you need to think long and hard about what you're going to say, because if he don't say that, they're not going to grant him, or they're not going to grant them the chance to defend him, you know, for being insane or whatever, with that defense of being insane. So, you know, we got that whole situation. So while they're talking to the dad, he says something to Nate about, you know, well, anything I got to say to get me out of here, you know, so I could be on your couch. And so when they're walking out, Annaalise is like, what you talking about be on your couch? Like, you told him that the best he's going to get, even if we win, is that they're going to put him in a mental facility. Nate is like, I didn't tell him yet. You know, I don't think he's ready to hear that yet. I don't want to disappoint him. And she's like, well, you need to tell him he needs to know. And then, you know, that parallels back to where you need to tell Bonnie about what's going on with her. And, you know, he said, I just want Bonnie to experience the same experience I'm having. You know, this whole process is because, you know, I'm trying to get close to him, or I'm getting closer to him, and I want her to have that same experience. And Bonnie's like, I understand. I mean, and Annaalise is like, I'm understanding what you're saying, but you don't have the right to mess with somebody's trauma. Really, I understand that Nate is trying to be a good person. He is trying to help. But at the same time, Bonnie's shit is like 15 times worse than what him and his daddy went through. He just wasn't that child because he was in jail. Real talk. That's not an uncommon story. Bonnie was repeatedly raped by her father and all his friends. She got pregnant. They took the baby. Not somebody that stole the baby. It's a whole baby out here in the world, child, that's hers that she don't know about. That's like a whole different level, you know. I personally feel like Bonnie should know, but I also understand, you know, Annaalise now want to have to take care of her. Annaalise now want to have to deal with the guilt of having made this girl more depressed and more sad. So I understand that. But I do feel like, you know, if I had a child in the world, I would want to know, you know what I'm saying, that I had a child in the world out here somewhere. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that. Let me know what y'all think. Oliver comes over to Frank, and he says that he knows that Frank is snooping around on Gabriel. He tells him about the flip phone and so forth and so on. Frank tells him, he kind of deflects with, you know, I'm just doing a background check on him because I background check all the Annaalise students, right? He threw that in. I background check all the Annaalise students. And he was like, do that mean you background check me? He was like, yeah. And nobody has the porn collection that big. So, you know, that kind of throw Oliver off the scent just for a little while, okay? So Gabriel and the crew, and, you know, the whole crew, the Keaton, whatever, 5 now, they go to work, and there's hamburgers all over the place. So apparently this hamburger joint, Ruthie's, they're trying to win the case at Kaplan and Gold. The lady is coming. We find out from Gabriel that this chain has been boycotted, and Michaela says, you know, you can't blame the whole company because they had one bad manager. Basically, this white manager fired everybody who was black that worked at his restaurant because he thought that they were stealing. So now they're getting boycotted. So Htgawm brings a burger to Annaalise, you know, to say, well, I thought you might have wanted this or whatever, and Boss comes in and he's like, listen, you know, I want you to have lunch with Big Boss Lady, you know, and Annaalise was like, you know, I love Annaalise because Annaalise don't not be with the shits, okay? She be like, don't bring her up here. I got shit to do. I'm working on this other case. You know, bring her in here. You know, I'm good only in doses. And he immediately goes to Htgawm and is like, okay, well, Htgawm, you're going to come with me or whatever. And so Htgawm, she looked like she was pissed, but we was all perplexed, okay? So Oliver has been obviously piqued by Frank's, you know, interest in Gabriel, and he started looking at the background checks for everybody. Connor, I mean, while they're looking through, Connor wants to look into his background or his file or whatever, and he finds out something that we find out later. And Annaalise goes to Laurel and tells her she want to go see the baby. When she's with the baby, we see Annaalise is flashing back, thinking about Bonnie helping her when she was pregnant with her baby, and also when she was interrogating Bonnie on the stand about her being raped and about her and the baby. She kind of like going through this whole thing of should she tell Bonnie through the whole episode, okay? And then she calls, well, at the same time, Bonnie is looking at the paperwork about the relationship. Annaalise calls her and says, you know, what are you doing? And she's like, nothing, you know, can we have lunch? And that was cool. At the same time, Nate is looking at the sister's file. So he has found the sister, child. He looking at her ID, and he all up in the sister business, child. Nate, why don't you just go sit down somewhere, child, before you be in the snow? Ain't nobody got time for Nate. You see that Nate is spying on his sister. Nate is spying on Bonnie's sister, and Bonnie's sister is standing out there with a young boy. We can tell that they're on drugs. You know, things are not in order, okay, and right with the Lord. They don't have themselves in order. And Annaalise calls him, and she says, you need to leave. He's telling her what he's doing, and she like, you need to get up out of there, boy. You need to leave. This is before Bonnie arrives with her to eat lunch. And back at the job, the team is brainstorming these different things about the case with Nate. And Gabriel takes a little shot at Laurel. I didn't catch what he said to her, but he said, you know, we also have something else in common. You know, my mom was real fucked up too. So I don't know if he said my mom is real screwed up too. So I don't know if he was trying to say she a screwed up mom or he was referring to her mom being screwed up. But how would he know this? Like, I didn't catch the first part of this. So y'all let me know what he said because I didn't catch that. They keep doing these scenes with Gabriel and Laurel, and he probably gonna want that trash puss, child. I'm so tired of Laurel is trash. Woo, she is trash, child. Anyway, Bonnie and Annaalise are having lunch, and Bonnie's just telling her that, Annaalise is just telling her that, you know, she don't want Miller to be pressuring her. And Bonnie's like, he not really pressuring me at all. And Bonnie's like, listen, why are we here? I know you want something. We having Sally, bitch, in the park. Like, what's the tea? And she's like, oh, I just need an advance copy of the witness list for the case. And so she lying. Annaalise punked out when she, you know, telling her, Bonnie, about what's really going on. Frank busts up in Laurel, Connor, Oliver, and Michaela's house, and he says that he knows that Oliver is background checking on Gabriel. And Oliver's like, So you got your hacker to hack me too. He was like, don't worry about what the F I said, okay? Stop snooping on him. Annaalise questions the father. So they kind of going through a practice run with the questions. You know, he wasn't on drugs. His heart was pounding. He had just got let out of the hole. He was excited. He had just got finished boxing Joe Frazier. And, you know, he remembered he wanted a piece of cake, okay? So Connor is there arguing the insanity defense, you know, with the rest of the crew. They said blood on his hands. He asked for cake. He said he knew it was wrong. This is when he makes the plea about him not saying it was wrong or whatever, you know, and he know it's wrong now, but him not knowing it's wrong, then he need to think about what he gonna say. So at the job, the burger lady says she is mortified because early in the episode when the burger lady came there, she tried to talk. They introduced her to Annaalise, and she tried to touch Annalise's hair. She said, oh my God, I love your hair. Is it real? And she went to touch her hair. Annaalise was like, bitch, what the fuck you doing? Okay, don't touch my hair. What the hell? Who walks up to random people and touch their hair that they don't know? What? Later on, she's telling Tegan that she was mortified. She had her assistant look up why it's inappropriate to touch African-American people's hair. And, you know, she was just mortified. Tegan tells her that CNG has one recommendation for her, and that recommendation is that she steps down as the CEO because everybody sees her as the problem. Now, before this, Michaela came to Tegan and was like, listen, I know a way to get the client. You know, we can blackmail her. When I used to work there, they used to make us clock out for breaks. And, you know, that's against the law. And, you know, and Tegan was like, you're going to have to find all this information. You're going to have to find time cards. You're going to have to get witness statements, X, Y, and Z. So when they get in the meeting, Michaela had done all this research. And she was, you know, shocked to find out that Tegan was just like, nah, sis, you need to step down and you need to make me the head of your legal team. That's what's going to, you know, get you to save face out here in these streets. At first, the lady was like, you just bring me in here to insult me some more. Girl, you try to touch somebody. Ain't nobody insult you, boo. Don't touch people that you don't know. Like, what is the tea, girl? What is the problem with people? Don't touch nobody you don't know. She tried to play that white woman tears role, but that wasn't going to work this time, boo-boo. She agrees to it after, you know, boss is like, listen, your stock going to go up $50 million. Like, this is what we need to do, okay? So they agree to it, and when they get outside, Michaela don't understand what's going on, and Tegan was like, listen, the plan you have for blackmailing people, that is not how you start off a client relationship with blackmail, girl. That is the worst idea in the world, sis. So, well, why did you make me look through all this stuff and find all this information? I stayed up all night. She said, because I want to make sure that you can do the grunt work and humble yourself that like real lawyers do. And you did it. And she was like, okay, so you don't hate me anymore? And she was like, no, I still hate you, bitch. Like, I don't hate you at a 10, ho. I hate you at an 8. So they made a little bit of progress this week. Michaela finally humbled herself and got herself together, girl. Because, listen, I don't hate Michaela at a 10, but I hate her ass at a 9.5 at this point. Okay? Feel me. Feel me, people. Feel me. Oliver is still hacking into Gabriel's application. And he figures out that his mom's had a substance abuse problem. And, the charge he caught for beating up somebody was actually the doctor who was over-prescribing the pills. And like I said, Connor looks at his application and finds out how he got back into school. The doctor questions Daddy, and Daddy, he answers the question just like we needed him to answer the question. He said that he didn't know what he was doing, and, he asked for a piece of cake. While they're waiting for the evaluation to happen, Annaalise says to Nate, tell me why I should tell Bonnie. And so that's when he goes into, he wants Bonnie to have the experience that he's having with his father. And Annalise like, listen, I just don't have the strength to be taking care of everybody. I'm trying to get my stuff together. I just don't have time to be taking care of everybody. And he says, I know you don't, but you will. Now is the time. Bonnie is happy. She has support. Back at the office, Gabriel comes in there and she's like, Annalise made a funny comment about the lady. I just can't remember what it was. But Gabriel has a problem with her working with this person. Why are you being a part of the system? Blah, 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 blah. Activist Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? And so she was like, listen, I'm a part of the system. I'm trying to blow up the system. And as soon as you decide to be a lawyer, you a part of the system too, friend. So get with it or get the hell out of my office. Go and get this package from downtown. I think I flipped some of the order of this, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. Nate brings the needle to the DNA lady. DNA lady is pissed. She want to know why he doing this. She know that he on leave. This ain't got nothing to do with no case. And, he's like, listen, we good or whatever. I just need for you to do this. Gabriel shows up downtown to the office, and him and Asher have a little spat about him kicking him out of the class or getting him put out of the class. Like, Asher, just stop. Like, we're over you, okay? Like, stop blaming everybody else for your shortcomings. Gabriel ain't get you put out of no class. Boy, out of here. And so Bonnie comes out, and, you know, Gabriel's interest is piqued, and he asks her straight up why she stopped working for Annaalise. First of all, now I gotta give you the first of all. First of all, that is absolutely not any of your business, okay? And Bonnie was a whole lot nicer than I would be. She just told him that wasn't his business, and he need to skedaddle and give Annaalise that damn fight. Later on, her and Asher talked, and he said, you know, everything is good, they good, and he hates Michaela, but, you know, he hates Annaalise Keating even more. She said, you know, he even lonely. He talk about everybody living in the house, and he not living there, and she's like, you just lonely, you know what I'm saying? It happens or whatever. And so he says he does think about this sometime, and if he hadn't messed everything up, they would still be together. And child, she like, you just tired, you know, go home and go to sleep. I was like, Asher gonna jump off a damn roof. Y'all keep... Why y'all do Asher like this, child? Why do y'all do him like this? Asher gonna jump off the damn roof. Y'all keep playing with him, okay? Then we had the whole Tegan and Michaela blackmail burger lady and all of those things. Okay, so I already said what happened at the end of this part. So, like I said, I switched the order of some things, but y'all got this, and I ain't making this video again. So you gonna put that all together, okay? Nate finds out from DNA lady that the DNA did not match. He got some DNA from the little boy. Oh no, I'm going back. So the judge does rule that they can argue for mental insanity in Daddy's case, okay? She picks Connor to be her second chair, and Connor, with his bitch ass, he goes in the office and he confronts her about her calling the president of the school to get him back into school. She was like, well, I lied to you. I didn't tell you because I knew you was insecure. And he was like, well, why did you pick me to be on your team? Why did you do that? And she was like, listen, you the one who came to my house and you was suicidal. You said you needed help, so I gave your ass some help, okay? You have everything you want, Connor. You about to get married. You back in law school. You at the top of your game. You were with me. She shouted you out after she won her SCOTUS case. Like, what the hell else do you want? And she was like, you coming up in here with these bitch-ass problems, and I'm out here trying to be Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. I'm trying to be Black Jesus out here, and you playing games. I love how she read him down. You hear me? She read him down in front of everybody. I know he felt bad. I know he cried in the car, child, because she read him down. I felt a little bad for Connor, but it's like, what she said is true. Y'all expect for me to save the world, save you all the time, over and over again, and you expect for me to be nice. I helped you out. Like, all the things that she's done for him have been good, so why are you so hell-bent on making everything bad? Like, boy, get up out of here. And that's basically what she told him. And he felt some type of damn way. She told Gabriel he gonna be her second chair. Not how you feel. Not how you feel, Connor. Now, you should have shut up and took that blessing and shut up. The boss meets up with Annaalise, and he apologizes to her, you know, about the lady or whatever. And she was like, nah, you know, we got the client, you know, that's good. He tells her he wish he could be here for the trial with Daddy, but he has to go to London. And she's like, why? He was like, you know, to have some FaceTime with the boy. And she was like, or is it about the misconduct you did with that client? Because I see how when I couldn't go to lunch with you and that lady, you immediately brought Tegan in on the me. So you can't be alone with no female clients, okay? And she was like, well, you know, I don't want to know what happened. He tells he can't talk about it because it's a legal matter. He can't discuss it or whatever. She was like, all right, nigga. All right, you know what I'm saying? Ain't like nobody gonna be saying no rumors about me or whatever. But, you know, I know you was doing something, baby. You was doing something. What is you doing, baby? Okay, out here. Nate meets with his Nate meets with Daddy, and he tells Daddy, listen, you know, when you get out of prison, the best we can hope for is that they're going to put you in a mental facility. And the Daddy is like, do it have prison bars? He said, no. Do it have private bathrooms? Yes. You going to get your own room? Yes. And will I be able to see you? And he looked at his son and said, that's a win for me. I said, my God, hallelujah. 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 My God, it was everything. Okay, Nate cried, baby. He was crying in the car, baby. He was crying down. I was like, you better cry for your dad. You better dance with your father again. Shout out Luther Vandross. My God. Annaalise finally Bonnie comes to the conclusion that she wants to tell Bonnie. She tells her everything, all about the DNA and everything, how the DNA didn't match, so it's the baby out there in the world. And, you know, Bonnie feel like Nate, you know, got something against them, or, you know, it's got some type of plan going. She was like, no, I believe that he was really doing it for the right reasons. He wanted you to feel the same feeling he's feeling with his father. And Bonnie said, Annaalise tells Bonnie, this is all your decision. You allowed to feel nothing. You allowed to go on with your life. We ain't never got to talk about this shit no more, girl. Okay? Or we can find him. It's up to you. You know, you got to make this decision. And Bonnie just cries and cries in her arms. That was real sad. And then we flash forward to the future. We're back on the dance floor. Connor is looking beat up. They still calling for Oliver. They have no idea where he is. So everybody's like, okay, well, call him, you know, figure out where he is. And so Michaela goes to call Nate, not Oliver. So she knows something else that we don't know. But when she calls Nate, Bonnie got his phone in her pocket. And she put it on, she silenced her. I said, wait a damn minute. And then we see Annaalise walking into her apartment, and she just fall out on the floor crying, baby. I don't know who in the snow now, child. I don't know if it's Oliver. I don't know if it's Nate. It better not be Nate, but it could possibly be Nate that's in the snow, because that's the only reason I can think Annaalise will be falling on the ground, other than the fact that every time, you know, they do something good, somebody ends up dead and it's some bullshit, right? But, and Nate dying would create a lot of controversy because he's a detective with the DA's office. So, and you know, all the shit and all the files and all the other stuff that he got, you know, that could possibly be used against him. Like, it could be a whole can of worms if Nate dies, okay? So, all in all, this was a great episode. Yeah, really, really good, y'all. I want to hear what you think about it. Like I said, the videos will be late this month. We have 2 more weeks before the show goes up, and some, you know, it's a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie. It's 11 something at night right now, and I get home late every night, and I'm very, very tired. The only day I have off is Monday. Like, that's literally it. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with all your friends, and I will holler at y'all next week. Peace.